In the huge weave of human achievement, some threads stand out as truly amazing. China's mega engineering projects have made dreams come true by building everything from huge bridges that cross geographical borders to skyscrapers that reach the sky. Let's take a look into the world of completed mega engineering projects in China, a place where huge ambitions meet new ideas. Number 1, Shanghai World Financial Center. It is the second largest building in the world, after Taipei 101. It was also the largest building in China and had the tallest roof in the world. The building of it was a sign of China's progress and aspirations. Its triangular opening at its peak is one of the most interesting things about the SWFC. At first, the opening was meant to be round. Changing it to a trapezoidal shape not only lowered wind pressure, but also handled concerns that it looked too much like the Japanese flag. Because it looks so different, this one-of-a-kind feature has earned the building the affectionate nickname, the Bottle Opener. The SWFC is a mixed-use tower as well as a work of art. It has hotels, meeting rooms, observation decks, offices, and shopping malls on the ground floor. From the 79th to the 93rd floors, the Park Hyatt Shanghai was the world's tallest hotel when it opened. From now on, it is the third highest hotel in the world. Coming up with the idea for the SWFC wasn't easy. Building began in 1997, but there were delays because of the Asian financial crisis and changes made by the Mori Building Company to the plan. Multinational companies provided the money, showing how people from different countries worked together on this big project. Morgan Stanley, an American financial bank, was very important in coordinating the money. When the last steel beam was put in place in September 2007, it marked the end of the tower's structure and a major turning point. The SWFC opened to the public in August 2008. From its 474-meter-high viewing decks, the views were breathtaking. Just the way the SWFC is built is amazing. Steel and strengthened concrete are used to make the trapezoid-shaped opening. The diagonally braced frame and outrigger trusses of the tower make it very good at handling different forces, like wind loads, building users, and heavy equipment. Number 2, Hangzhou Bay Bridge. It is a beautiful engineering marvel in China that crosses the water in Hangzhou Bay. This huge engineering project not only goes across land borders, but also brings people together, showing how committed China is to growth and connectivity. It is often called the bridge to the future, but the Hangzhou Bay Bridge is really a work of modern engineering. It spans 22 miles and smoothly curves over the tidal waters of Hangzhou Bay. It connects Zhejiang Province's busy cities of Jiaxing and Ningbo. This huge building is more than just a bridge. It's a lifeline that links the busy towns of Shanghai and beyond in the north to the Yangtze River Delta Economic Zone in the south. Putting it together started in March 2003 and took about 4 years to finish. One of the most complicated bridge systems in the world, the bridge is made up of several sections that are all linked to each other by bridges, cable-stayed spans, and undersea tunnels. The Hangzhou Bay Bridge broke a lot of records. When it was finished, with a main span of 4.1 miles, it was the world's largest sea-crossing bridge. One main goal of the Hangzhou Bay Bridge was to make it easier and faster for people and goods to move between important economic areas. It used to take 4 hours to drive between Shanghai and Ningbo, but this huge building has cut that time down to just 2 hours. It wasn't finished until 2011, which is a crazy 17 years later. What went into making it was nothing short of extraordinary. It took over 250,000 hardworking people, 21 million cubic yards of concrete, and 463,000 metric tons of steel to finish. It cost a whopping $37 billion, which makes it one of the biggest and most expensive projects ever. Number 3, Three Gorges Dam. What is this huge building supposed to do? The Yangtze is more than just a pretty face. In every way, the Three Gorges Dam is a force. It makes 540,000 megawatt hours of energy every day, which is more than the United States' huge Hoover Dam. The Kashiwazaki-Kariwa nuclear power station in Japan, which is one of the biggest in the world, only makes a third of this energy. Coal-fired plants like the Taichung power plant in Taiwan aren't even close. In fact, the Three Gorges Dam is the world's biggest power plant. It makes up about 3% of all the energy that China makes. China has more than 1.4 billion people, So this is no small feat, but the dam is important for more than just making power. It is very important for controlling floods because it holds back an amazing 22 billion cubic meters of water and lets it out when needed to keep the power of the Yangtze in check. It has saved many lives and made it less likely that the river will flood in a terrible way. Also, the controlled water levels further downstream have changed the way ships work and given maritime managers more stability and predictability. Since changing water levels is no longer a problem, the Yangtze River is easier to navigate and works better, which helps trade and transportation. As you know, every scientific success has its problems and issues. 1.3 million people had to move during the building process. To their credit, the Chinese government worked hard to make the change as smooth as possible by giving those who were affected the same or even better homes and money to help them. Cultural property was also in danger because many archaeological sites would be flooded by the huge lake caused by the dam. To protect artifacts and history from being lost forever, the Chinese government sent out an army of historians. This attempt showed a desire to keep cultural heritage alive in the face of progress, even though it wasn't perfect. Number 4. Shanghai Yangtze River Tunnel and Bridge. It is more than just a bridge. The Shanghai Yangtze River Tunnel and Bridge connects people and their lives across land and water. This huge building project goes across the mighty Yangtze River and connects Shanghai, which is a busy city, to Chongming Island, which is in the north. Because it is in a good spot, it has changed the economy of the area by making trade, business, and connections possible. It has improved people's quality of life. Building this amazing feat of engineering began in 2004 and was finished in 2009. The bridge, the tunnel, and the island interchange are the 3 key parts of the project. The main span of the bridge is 602 meters, which makes it one of the largest cable-stayed bridges in the world. On the other hand, the tunnel goes under the Yangtze River, making it possible for cars to travel without any problems. The Shanghai Yangtze River Tunnel and Bridge holds many records, like many other impressive Chinese projects. It is one of the largest cable-stayed bridges in the world, with a very long main span. This huge feat of engineering goes on for about 9.6 kilometers, making it one of the world's largest tunnel and bridge systems that connects them. One can't miss the engineering strength that this project shows. Typhoons and other natural disasters can happen in Shanghai and a lot of other places in eastern China. When designing and building the bridge and tunnel system, these problems were taken into account. Strong structural elements and modern materials were used to make sure it would last and be safe, even in bad weather. Number 5. South-North Water Transfer Project. Imagine a huge project that will quench the thirst of a whole country. In this way, the South-North Water Transfer Project is both an amazing technical achievement and one of the biggest plans ever made for diverting water. With a price tag of $79 billion, it's impossible to stress how important it is. The main goal of this huge project is to bring life to China's dry northern areas by rerouting water from the south, which has a lot of water. This project had to be done right away because big towns in the north, like Beijing and Tianjin, were about to run out of water. It was clear why. There weren't many water sources in the area, and demand was going through the roof because the population was growing so quickly. It was publicly stated by the Chinese central government in 2003. This new version of the old Grand Canal is called the Eastern Route, and it's 1152 kilometers long. There are pumping sites that bring water from the Yangtze River and send it to places in the north. It is about 1264 kilometers long and is also known as the Grand Aqueduct. Using gravity to move water from the Danjiangkou Reservoir on the Han River to Beijing is what makes it unique. This gets rid of the need for pumping stations that use a lot of energy. 3 rivers that flow into the Yangtze River near the Bayanhar Mountains would have their water diverted by the planned western route. Each one is thousands of kilometers long. There are many provinces that it covers, such as Ningxia, Qinghai, Gansu, Shanxi, and Shaanxi. As of now, the western route is still being built, but it looks like it will push the limits of water engineering even more. Taking on such a big job does come with some problems, though. It's hard to find the right balance between protecting the earth and meeting people's needs. When rivers are rerouted, it's only normal to worry about how they will affect the environment and how the land will be used. Strict steps have been taken to reduce the damage to the environment, and cutting-edge technologies are being used to keep an eye on and protect fragile aquatic environments. A lot of the energy needed for the water movement also comes from sources that can be used again and again. It is highly forbidden to build businesses along the banks of the new canals to protect the water quality. People will have to move because of megaprojects like the Three Gorges Dam. This is a hard truth that can't be ignored. However, the Chinese government has once again shown that it is determined to make things easier for people who are harmed. As we look at these huge accomplishments, let's remember that the spirit of innovation and desire knows no limits. These projects show how determined people can be and are a bridge between what is and what can be.